Hello everyone. Now I'm doing this video a bit differently, I know, but I wanted to start off by this clip that you're seeing right now. This isn't actual gameplay footage of me playing the game. This is just footage that you're going to see in the background of this video. I'm going to be trying to record my videos a bit differently. Now, before we get into this video, I do want to firstly apologize for my poor quality mic. I really apologize for that. But today's video, I'm going to be making my own video discussing this topic. And yes, before you even berate me on the comments of this, oh well, other people have already made topics on this video and have made similar videos. Well, this is my own version of that video and that topic. So, yeah. So basically, well, just one second before this clip actually ends, because I'm going to put it on repeat a couple of times to really get a hold of what I'm trying to say here. Now, as I was saying, today's video, I'm going to be showcasing Red Dead Redemption 2's spiritual animals for Arthur Morgan. Now, I know, again, what I said just now, literally like 2 seconds ago, I know people are going to say, oh, well, this game is almost 7.5 years old. People have already made videos discussing this topic. Well, I'm making my own, okay? Like, seriously, shut up. Anyway, I'm going to be discussing their meanings, and this will regard Arthur Morgan's honor level, and it will reflect on how you play him in the game. So I'll be showcasing the differences between low and high honor, and in my opinions of what they mean and how they affect gameplay and what the story unfolds about this. So basically, I'll showcase this in a new clip as well, so that way you won't get bored of saying the same clip over and over again. Now, these spiritual animals are very important for Arthur Morgan's storyline and redemption arc in Red Dead Redemption 2. And you will first encounter one of these spiritual animal scenes upon completing the Chapter 3 mission. Blessed are Peacemakers, or blessed are Peacemakers, which is the mission where you're seeing currently on screen, where you as Arthur, go with Micah. Basically, Pearson has just had a run-in with the O'Driscolls, and basically they're wanting to have like a little meetup, but it's actually a setup. And Arthur basically gets kidnapped. If you know the story of Red Dead Redemption 2, then you already know what happens during this mission. It's a setup, and the O'Driscolls, Combe had set this up, and he actually kidnaps you as Arthur, and you are taken into custody. You are held hostage, basically. Now, after this mission, you will see the first spiritual animal scene, which will be changed depending on your honor level. So first, I'm going to show high honor, and then secondly, I will show the low honor version. And I will give my thoughts and my opinions, basically showcasing my opinions on what I like more, and my personal opinion, if I like high honor more or low honor more. Spoiler, you probably already know my favorite, but it's probably a majority of your favorites. Now, do keep in mind that after this mission, you will have subsequent scenes of the spiritual animals, and they will continue the same as if your honor stays the same. So if your honor stays the same, the spiritual animals will remain the same, but they will change if your honor takes a different approach, which is pretty cool. I think Rockstar designed this really, really well, and it makes sense for the story arc, and it's perfectly well designed. I absolutely love this mechanic, and they designed it really, really well. But enough blabbering. Again, I will show you the high honor version first, and I'll show you the low honor version after that. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, well, after you had just saw that, yeah, so what you see with high honor, if Arthur has high honor, you will see a buck, specifically a stag, which is a male deer. If you have high honor, you will see this, and then right after that scene with the spiritual animal, this scene will also take a different approach too. So you'll see here that Arthur and Swanson are kind of having a chat. You see how it's sunny? Well, this kind of changes to being like very cloudy and rainy if you have low honor. Speaking of low honor, let me show you the low honor version now. Okay, yeah, so I hope you did notice the difference there. So instead of a buck, a stag, which is a male deer, for what we saw with high honor. Instead, we see a ragged black coyote. Now, a lot of people mistake this for a black wolf, but it is confirmed to be a black coyote. Now, this represents, and I'll explain the buck and stag differences here in a minute, but this represents that Arthur's going down a more darkened path, and this does happen with low honor. So if your honor gets low, you will see the Black Coyote more in his visions throughout the story. And when he dies, too, at the end of Chapter 6, on the last mission. And that's the worst part of it, because that's when Micah shoots you or stabs you, depending on whether you take the money or help John at the end. But, yeah. Now, with high honor, you see the buck and the stag, which is the male deer. Now, this represents that Arthur is basically the opposite. He's showing more selflessness and he's showing more compassion towards people, not just himself. And this basically shows that Arthur has more friendliness to him, and it's showing his redemption in a more meaningful way. And frankly, I prefer this ending compared to the other, and I prefer it in my opinion. So yeah. And before I go, if you have high honor with the buck and the stag, with high honor that shows up. Um, Now, whether you go for the money or help John in the epilogue, not the epilogue, chapter 6, uh, Arthur will just come to his tuberculosis. Like, he dies no matter what, but I prefer him dying peacefully and not to fucking Micah. Like, please, that's the worst ending possible. Now, I will leave this for a separate video in the near future, but Arthur's grave will also change depending on how he died, and this will change depending on his honor level, just like the spiritual animals, and this will be a different topic for a different video. Again, personally, I prefer the stag, the deer, spiritual animal better. This is just my opinion. Of course, several people are going to disagree with me, but that's just my opinion. I prefer the higher honor gameplay. Sure, there is no right or wrong, and there is both ways you can play. Low honor does have benefits as well, but I personally prefer high honor. You can leave your thoughts below in the comments below, and see what you think about my video being potentially produced this way from now on, because I'm definitely not objecting to that. This is basically my first time producing a video like this, and giving like a full-on comparison. I just hope you guys don't hate it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace.